morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing good this morning. Well, it is time. We have just got into town here at the Valley of the Old Farm. It has been a long trip. My other truck driver and then KJ Wiggins guys have already showed up at the farm with the with our equipment. So we are headed there now. I believe we got to turn here. Oh. Alright, there we go. Man, it feels good to finally get everything moved over here and finishing up stuff at Lone Oak. I've got somebody looking that say they may be interested in purchasing the farm. So there's that. When we got, I don't know if you watched the last video or the video before I'd done that. We sold all of our crops and all of our equipment. I ended up with like $2 something odd $million. And I said, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna take half of that to bring it over here with me, and that's come out to be like $1.14 million or something like that. So, I come over here, I got $2 million thinking, we'll be able to, buy a bunch of fields right off the bat, or I know there's already a bunch of equipment over here. And it looks like KJ and them right there. But no longer did I get into town, I get a call from the bank, and I'm fixing to explain to you guys why I'm over here. So I get a call from the bank. They said that I got an outstanding balance on a loan of I think it was $1.2 million or something like that. And so I'm like, are you freaking joking? But this just goes back to why we're here, and I'm going to explain that to you right now. When I started on Lone Oak, Yellowhammer AGCO was a small company at the time, and then as we, the years went by, we gradually progressed, and we got bigger and we got bigger. And my grandfather used to do some work over here a long time ago when I was still a kid. And he met this guy called, I think his name was Xavier Smith. But Mr. Smith, he passed away not too long ago and left his farm, which is Smith, it was Smith Farms. Now his 3 kids, Oliver, Leon, and Raymond, they have took over the farm. It is now called the Smith Rose Farms. And when we first got this contract, it was I believe it was a 2-year contract. We agreed on a price at $1.5 million at the end of the 2 years. depending on depending on our progress. And I was on Lone Oak, and I believe when all this started talking, we was in year 2 of maybe about the middle, toward the end, the middle part or the end of year 2, I can't remember. And then it took us about a year to get everything straightened out and get everything set up. So at the beginning of year 4 in Lone Oak would have been the beginning of year 1 over here. So I got a couple of guys together. I found me a farm manager, or what I like to call a project manager. I had a project manager, and I think he had like 4 or 5 guys working over here. And it seemed like everything was going good. But, you know, Mr. Old Man Smith, from what I heard, he was a great guy. Good person. Easy to get along with, but his 3 sons are a different story. They're all young. They were all born into wealth, and as you said, you know, they're just act like a-holes. So the oldest one, Oliver, he calls me and tells me, you know, hey man, we're fixing to pull the contract on you on this job, and you're gonna have to pay us like, we were gonna end up having to pay him a whole bunch of money. And I told him, I said, man, I said, just calm down. I said, what's going on over there? Well, he explained it to me. He said, your guy's been over here for 2 years. They're not accomplishing anything. And me thinking, I'm like, yeah, that's probably a little extreme, you know. Until he said, you just need to come on over here and let's talk about this, and we need to get this figured out, because I'm thinking about bringing in another company. And I said, no, don't do that. And I said, I'll be over there. Give me a few days. So I left Lone Oak early one morning and got over here. And I walk into the yard and I see all this. There's equipment everywhere. And I'm thinking to myself, they got a pit full of silage here. Bunch of equipment there. A bunch of stuff here. And all this equipment came off a company dime. So this is stuff that they purchased over the 2 years. Some of it they probably brought with them, or I sent it over here with them. They got hay bales up there, and then we walk up the hill. This tractor there looks like for the cows, but then I get to looking, there's no cows. There's a brush to clean up the sheep here, but there's no sheep. That right there is 2 money makers that aren't being taken advantage of. So there's one problem there. You got your rest of your equipment up here. They got a tree cutter. This is the second problem. You got a tree cutter here on the back of a trailer, and it just got out of winter time, so they should have been cutting timber all winter long and sitting there. That was number 2. Got some more stuff over here, and then I proceed to look at the overhead map of the place, and this is what I see. Hold on. Where's it at? Right here. The 2 years they've been here, they only own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 arable fields. 6. Everything else is grass. And now I can kind of see where he's running into problems. And then the next problem, which is the biggest problem, is where I come into where, you know, I've got an outstanding loan with the bank over here for one, you know, what is it, 1.1 or yeah, $1.1 million. And you know, I come over here, I was gonna, you know, fire the project manager and all the help that he brought. Um, but when I got here, he was gone. And what I'm thinking is, he went to the bank, he withdrawed, you know, $1 million of company money, my money, and now he's on the run with it. So all the money that I earned on Lone Oak, you know, I couldn't bring all of it because I got to keep some of it back in the States. So pretty much half of everything I made in Lone Oak that I brought with me, I don't have anymore. Because, you know, pretty much got robbed. And I'm on the verge of losing the contract, so that's losing more money. So our plan here is I've already spoke to Oliver, Leon, and Raymond all together. We've all sat down, we've had a meeting. I told him, I said, look man, I said I do apologize for the inconvenience and everything that's been going on. I wish you'd have called me a little bit sooner before things got out of hand this bad. And so here we are. Nobody better to get it running than the owner of the company. You know what I mean? So that's what we're here to do. KJ Wiggums, my truck driver, and all KJ Wiggums guys are here. We are fishing to unload trucks and get everything settled in, and then we'll go around and we'll have a look at our inventory to see what all we got. May make some adjustments on some of the stuff I brought. I want to keep my 9230 for sure, but I may end up getting rid of the 45-foot header and getting the 40-footer, 35 or 40-foot header. But let me get this unloaded and I'll be back with y'all here in just a minute. Alright, we got everything unloaded. Mr. KJ Wiggums is on his way back. Back to the States, and I sent my truck back over to the States as well, because there's really no reason we're going to need it over here until our contract is up again. And let me turn the volume down real quick. Alright, there we go. That's a little better. Now Mr. Oliver did take a look at my numbers from Lone Oak, and he seemed to be semi-impressed with it. I mean, it took me 4 years to turn a profit on that farm. So he's weighing the options. I told him what happened, that the guy pretty much robbed me. So he has made a deal with me. And this is what our new contract this is what our new contract includes. He's gonna extend the contract for another 2 years. And if the farm is profiting by then then we will then he will talk about extending it for another 4 years after that. So we're looking at possibly a 6-year contract on this farm. I know forestry is going to be a big part of this. It's going to be a big part of this farm here in the contract. So we'll see how that goes. But I need to adjust my money real quick. So give me just a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. And what I've been thinking about here is, you know, we only got 20 grand. And if we're going to make this farm grow, we're going to have to buy some fields. So what I'm thinking about doing is selling this sugar beet harvester, which in all honesty is probably too big for this map. I'm really happy with the 2-axle harvester here. It works fine. And I'm also thinking about selling this 9230 and maybe getting a smaller combine, but I hadn't made up my mind on that. I gotta put my twin wheels back on. I had to take them off for transport, and also had to take them off not far after we got out of Lone Oak. Started having problems. I had to pull over, and we had to take the duals off the Yellowhammer Special Vulture. But so I think we're gonna run this up to the store real quick. I'm gonna keep the header. We'll keep it for in case we decide to buy another one of those, because let's see. We could actually go ahead and plant sugar beets and potatoes. The ground temperature's right now. Still have to wait on sunflowers and soybeans. Don't think I'm gonna plant canola over here. Majority of it's gonna be wheat, barley, sunflowers, soybeans, corn, and sugar beets. Not gonna do any potatoes either, so, or poplars. So let's take this up to the shop and I'll meet y'all up there. Well, I'll tell you, this is just a nice place here. Yeah, I know I could have just told my truck driver to bring it up here and drop it off, but it is heck trying to get a long vehicle down these roads, and actually we had to go the whole long way around. We had to go straight through town there and go all the way around just to get to the farm. But I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do with the money we get off of this harvester. I don't know if 403,000, so we made 382,000. Alright, ain't a bad looking truck. But I'm trying to think what I want to do. Now I don't have a ride. Let me go in the diner here and see if they got a taxi service or a Uber service or something like that over here. But I'll see y'all back at the farm. Alright, well, I made it back to the farm. One piece, they do have a taxi service here. I do got to pay Mr. KJ Wiggums, so I will probably do that at the end of this episode. Keep track of our funds. Yeah, I think that's it for the first episode. I know it was kind of more me talking and, you know, not a whole lot of excitement, but I just want to kind of catch you guys up on what happened and the reason we're over here and all that good stuff. But if you enjoyed the video, leave us a like. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, leave that in the comment section below. I will definitely look into it. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. No, I can't do that because we're working for somebody else. Never mind. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. We're really fishing to kick off here on the Valley of the Old Farm. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you have a great day. And we'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a good one.